Hi everyone, and welcome to Windrider Farm. In today's video, I'd like to talk to you about buying dormant grapevines to plant on your homestead or in your home garden. I recently purchased these bag grapevines at a local garden center. It's very common to find dormant bag grapevine plants like these early in the season in garden centers before they start selling their potted grapevines. These grapevines I purchased were sold in boxes offering 2 different varieties of grapes, which is always a great option. I was able to purchase 10 of these 2-plant boxes of grapes at a very reduced price because although 10 plants were healthy, it was obvious that in each box 1 plant appeared to be dead. It's important to mention that when I purchased these grapevines, they'd been in the warmth of the main garden center building for well over a month and had started to break dormancy, so it was easy to tell which ones were healthy. But if the vines you are purchasing have not broken dormancy, it can be a bit tricky to tell if they're healthy. There are a few things, though, that you can look for. So let's start by opening up some of these bags of grapes that appear to be dead to see what's going on inside these bags and to see if there's any visible signs of life. Looking inside these bags, the first thing that I notice is how well they've been wrapped. It's important with dormant plants that they're wrapped properly, as there's always the possibility of damage during shipping. All of these grapevines were wrapped in what appears to be a wax-coated paper. With the paper removed, you can see that 2 different mediums were used to pack these dormant vines. After removing all the medium that they were shipped in, I discovered 2 vines had some growth, but they'd not been able to push through the plastic bag, so they were white and blanched, almost like Belgian endive. However, I noticed they did have some white roots at the bottom, which is a good sign. A third vine had no visible signs of growth above, but had fine white roots, indicating it was not dead. So I've decided to plant these in pots to see if they'll recover and put out any healthy growth. If they recover fully, I'll plant them out in our mini vineyard with the other healthy plants. So what I did was put the struggling grapevines in pots filled with a very high-quality compost and watered them well. I won't put them in full sun, but I will place them in a location with bright light to watch for any signs that the white growth is greening up. I'll also be looking for any top growth on the third grapevine. Looking closely at the other grapevines, they do appear completely dead. I will still put all of them in a bucket of compost to see if there's any life in them at all, but I'm not at all optimistic. So now let me show you how I'll be caring for the 10 grapevines that were healthy. Because they broke dormancy inside the warm garden center building, they are a bit delicate, so I will actually plant them in pots initially instead of putting them straight into the ground. I want them to produce good roots, and I want to harden them up before I plant them out in the mini vineyard. So I'll be putting them in pots filled with a good high-quality bagged compost. I will be planting all of the vines by removing the medium if it still remains, and then fanning out the roots and covering them with 2 inches of soil. As I did with the distressed vines, I will put them in a high-quality compost, but I'll be using larger pots because they have much larger root system. I'll also make sure to label each pot. I hope you found the information in this video helpful, and I will be recording another video when it's time to plant these grapevines in their permanent location, so I can show you how to properly plant, trellis, and care for your young grapevines.